Yeah, so the first Rapzilla beat battle, I was the winner, and it was crazy because like a lot of people were kind of like coming at me like via social media. Oh, she shouldn't have won. And it's crazy because for me, I felt like no one really understood my story, and it was crazy because I was actually homeless at the time, and the night before Flavor Fest, I actually slept under a bridge. Nobody knew. My parents, till this day, I never even told my parents this story. I slept under a bridge. I couldn't stay at nobody's house. I called all my friends. No one's parents would let me stay with them. Nobody was available to let me stay with them. And then I just literally like came to Crossover. I went to Walgreens and bought wipies, and like that's how I took my shower that morning. And I had clothes in my backpack, and I came to Flavor Fest. I had my laptop because I went to Full Sail. I was intending Full Sail at the time, and I had a laptop. I had my backpack, and I was just making beats, like just chilling under a bridge, like working on it on a small MIDI keyboard. So that's pretty much where I was at. And it was crazy because I went into it not thinking honestly that I was gonna win. I went into it thinking, man, like I have an opportunity tonight to do what I love and have fun. You know what I'm saying? Meet producers I looked up to for so many years, like JR, like Cuban Urbano, like meeting them and seeing their humbleness and seeing how like they were just like loving and chill in the back, and it was blast. I had a lot of fun. So
what did it mean to win that gift?
When I won, I'm being real, like I didn't expect to win, but what it meant for me was like, man, that $500 actually opened up a door for me that night to pay someone to let me stay at their house for like a whole year. I said, this is all I have, and they let me stay at their house for a whole entire year. So that opened up a huge door for me, and just me doing that. And the greatest thing about it too as well is at the time I was attending Crossover, I was a member here for almost 10 years, and the greatest thing about it was literally like down the street from the church. So I'm able to take the bus right from their house straight down to the church. So it was like actually a blessing in disguise for me. So I was able to be with my family, like my church family, be in community, be a part of the worship team, get plugged in more, and it just opened up more avenues in ministry in that way.
How did you bounce back financially from that point?
I'm be real, I'm still struggling. Like I'm still struggling. I have a roof over my head, provided by my church family right now at my new church. I left Crossover because God called me to a different church, and honestly, it's just God doesn't promise us this cushiony life. He promises us, that, we are to live for him in good and bad. And not saying I'm preaching the poor gospel, like where most people there's poor gospel, but what I am saying is that no matter what circumstance that God allows me to face, I'm gonna serve him. And in that, whatever that looks like, whether I'm making money or I'm not making money, it's about where my heart is at. And if God has put me in this position to challenge my heart and my heart condition, or to challenge my faith, then to me it's worth it. So bouncing back is something that's not really in my control, but it's just more in God's control. And I'm just like humbled and grateful that God put me in the position that he's wanting to actually teach me to be a student of him.
Dope, good stuff. So like how has all of that informed your latest album?
Problems, came out Problems. I spoke a lot of things that I dealt with. Within that season, it's crazy. I was dealing with depression. I was feeling all these insecurities. Like I cared so much what other people thought about me. Man, like what are they saying on here? What are they saying on Twitter? What are they saying on YouTube? What are they saying on Rapzilla? Like what are they saying on Jam the Hype? Like I was at that point, and it's like crazy because like as I started getting in this transition stage, like God started showing me like their opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what people think about you. What matters is what I think about you. And it's crazy because I wanted to relay that to people, because like I feel like we can go on an album, on a track, and we can make these deep songs, but there be no substance within the depth of the song. And I wanted to be substance. I wanted to be relatable issues that people deal with. People deal with insecurities. It doesn't matter. You could be the most richest person or the most poorest person. Everyone has insecurities. You can be, the most popular person or the most, unpopular person, and you deal with, depression. It just all depends on the person's mind state and who they are as a person and what life gives them and how they think and feel about themselves. So I really wanted to relay that message and encourage people that within that, in your problems, there's hope, and that only hope they can find is through Jesus.
Have you heard any like well, for lack of a better word, testimonies or people like who were impacted by your transparency on that record?
Absolutely. I mean, it's crazy. I get hit up so much in my inbox from young women, from even men that tell me, man, like that song really touched me. It really meant a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? That you said these things, that you keep it real in your music. And it's even encouraging when you hear men hit you up as a woman, hearing men say, man, I like your music, I like what you're talking about, I like that they're real issues, they're real subjects that any person could face. I feel like my album, it transcends, it goes beyond gender, it goes beyond, male, female, it goes beyond, rich, poor, it goes to the heart of a human being. And that's where I strive to make my music and create it, and give truth at the same time.
How does the fact that these stories of like how you impacted people, how does the fact that they've been impacted impact you and how you make music?
It's encouraging. It just confirms to you that what you're doing is not about you. It's bigger than yourself. It's about people. When you do music, the heart should be behind your music is, I'm doing this music not to just be creative or just say I'm an artist, but to say, man, I make art for other people, to encourage them, to inspire them, to motivate them to seek after something themselves, seek something inside themselves that's bigger than themselves. And that's the thing that encourages me the most when I hear people hit me up, is because it reminds me that this is bigger than myself, and I'm encouraging them to see that it's even bigger than their self, but at the same time they're also valuable.
Has music played a role in helping you through hard times over the years?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Music has been part of my therapy. I think that music, the greatest thing about music is a language. So music, you can have someone listen to a rap song who doesn't know English at all in a totally different country, but they'll feel the emotion of it and they can relate to that emotion of the song. Music is it's beyond culture. It's beyond language. It's just a feeling. It gives you this feeling, and people can relate to that feeling and the feelings that music gives.
Now, zeal is a feeling. Could you talk about Run with Zeal Records?
Yes, Run with Zeal Records, man. Zeal is a passion. It's being passionate about the very thing that's inside of you, the core foundation that's inside of you. And for us, as Run with Zeal Records, we are a faith-based label, and we have a passion, a zeal to empower others, to empower them, to equip them with hope, and where we found that hope. And if they want to find out where they found that hope, they can hit us up and we can talk, have conversations. So we're open to that.
Dope. Did you want to talk about like specific music you're releasing through that or planning to release through that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I was actually so happy. Like, it's crazy. It fell out of the sky. Randomly, my partner, he's also the co-owner of the record label with me. He's also an artist on the label, as he wears other hats as well. He literally was like, hey, I want you to produce my project. So I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I want you to produce it. And he's like, I feel like you capture my emotion. And I'm like, okay, let's try this. So we sat there, we worked on the project for about 3 months. I didn't know it was gonna go that fast. We worked on an EP for him called Crowded. His name is Jonathan Long, and I got to produce for him. And literally, I promise you, this kid smashed like every track. No exaggeration. Not just saying that because most people say that because it's their label mate or their, it's their business partner. It's way beyond that. Like, he's literally, to me, a MC with wit, with passion. The way he raps describes zeal for me. Like, it's this passion that's within him. He speaks honestly. He speaks about a season of life that he's walking through, as well as a man being in his mid-20s. He's been an encouragement to me based off the project and him rapping on the beats. I think it's kind of like Dre finding his Eminem. I feel like I found my Eminem. If that makes any sense.